Hey guys, Zeke the Geek, and I'm back again on Pokemon Showdown, where today we're finally going to be doing a live team builder with the Mega Salamence team that I promised you guys so long ago, and I'm finally bringing it right here, right now. We're going to be jumping into this very quickly. First of all, what the heck is going on here? There we go. Yes, interesting already. I'm guessing some of you are interested in this EV spread because we have 52 in speed, 212 in attack, and 244 in HP. And this is our core Clefable Salamence Mega. So I'm just going to go into this core, and then we can start working on the rest of the team because I don't really know what I want. Now I have calcs already done, and on the screen beside me that you guys can't see, I've got the damage calculator up, type charts, and just bunch of articles on different Salamence teams that I've worked in the past and stuff. Just some stuff to look at, I guess, really. But yes, we don't have Salamence Mega's Mega Salamance's moveset finished because that is going to, we don't know what to put there yet. But obviously, the star of the team, Mega Salamence, Salamencite. The reason why he's Mega Salamence right now is so we can look at his stats, because he's going to be Mega pretty much the entire game. Now, we have Return here because we're obviously a bulky Salamence, so Double Edge will really just take us down, and the whole point is to be able to take hits and then dish out damage, or Dragon Dance and then dish out damage. And also, Dragon Dance is basically the whole point of this team because we have Clefable here, which this is the same Clefable on my Mega Venusaur team, so I don't have to explain it too much. Just that Babiri Berry allows it to take Steel-type moves unaware, so it can take boosted moves, and then Follow Me, Helping Hand, Ice Beam, Moonblast. Obviously, Follow Me, Helping Hand is just great support, and this spread is the same as before. It allows it to get 2-hit KO'd or 3-hit KO'd by things that are super effective against it, and neutral hits sometimes can take forever to take this thing down. So it's a great supportive Pokemon, and I originally built this core, these two, with these EVs and stuff in a whole different team, but I scrapped the entire team, and now we're doing a live team builder. This is a team that I used a few months ago, really, before I started doing YouTube, and before I was actually doing VGC 2 seriously, actually, when I was just playing on Showdown once in a while. But anyways, that's beside the point. Now, the whole point of this is for Clefable to be able to just follow me and or Helping Hand the Salamence to the win, because Salamence is weak to 4 things, and that is Rock, Ice, Fairy, Dragon. So obviously Dragon we can easily what's the word I'm looking for? What does Clefable do? Reroute? I don't know. It uses Follow Me, and they don't want to risk like a Hydreigon going for a Draco Meteor when it'll just go into Clefable and do nothing. So that obviously that'd be a waste. Now, of course, we do have the Ice weakness, but a lot of things using Ice type moves are gonna be like Thundurus using HP Ice, or Suicune using Ice Beam, or just non-stab, because not too many Ice-type Pokemon are in the meta right now, so Ice Stab isn't really a thing, but Ice is definitely around. But Clefable can still eat up those hits very well, even from like a Mamoswine using Icicle Crash or something like that. So that's always nice, and that allows us to get Dragon Dances up and stuff, and that leads us to this spread here. This 244 HP spread allows us to live a ton. We can easily live a Double Edge from a Kangaskhan. We can live Rock Slides from anything, and that's quite nice living, by the way. And neutral hits tend to be 3-hit KOs against us, which is exactly what we want with this Salamence, because we want to get the D-Dance up. Once we have 1 D-Dance with this speed, 147, that's times 1.5, we hit a roughly about 220 speed. I believe that's actually exact. Hold on, let me do some quick mental math. 147 plus 73 is 220. Yes, that is 220. So 220 speed pretty much outspeeds everything. Choice Lando T it outspeeds. I believe that even outspeeds Mamoswines that are Choice Scarfed and Jolly. So it pretty much outspeeds everything unless someone's running like a Choice Scarf Greninja, but who the heck does that? So getting D-Dance up, Clefable being able to follow me, it's really destroys. And then we have 212 plus in attack. This is after D-Dance. with return, it's able to do tons of damage. Of course, it's not 252 plus, which is kind of like the standard for Salamence, but it doesn't need to be, honestly. So this is great spread right here, great core. We're going to move on from it, and yes, we're running return, Dragoness Protect, but we're missing a move. We're either going to put Rock Slide or Earthquake. I haven't decided yet. It depends what the team needs most. If we notice we don't have good rock type moves or good ground type moves, then that's what we're going to put on. There's nothing else I really want to put on my Salamence, so yes, now we have to move on to the next Pokemon. Now, obviously, we have a Poison and Steel weakness in Clefable, but I'm not too worried about Clefable's weaknesses right now. It's more of covering Salamence's weaknesses first. So, obviously, Salamence, I'm going to bring up dual type charting here just to make sure I'm getting these all right. So, obviously, Dragon Flying, huge weakness to Ice. So, we gotta find a way to beat that, but normally Ice type moves are going to be coming from things like Thundurus, Suicune, maybe Mamoswine. I think those are the most common Ice type users. Otherwise, Ice type moves will be coming just from random things. Maybe some Dragon types will carry Ice type moves. I don't think so, though. So yeah, that we need to cover somehow, but that's not too important because most time we're not going to be dealing with straight Ice types. Of course, we do have to deal with this rock type weakness, a water type, maybe a grass type. Fighting type isn't too bad. Although no, not really, because we have that fairy weakness, and we really don't have a way of dealing with fairy. So steel doesn't look too bad here. Oh, but I don't know what to run for steel. If we ran steel, maybe Heatran or Bisharp are the first steel types that come to mind that are quite good. But there is something I do want to run. I'm thinking about running, because before I go on about using all these very offensive Pokemon, we're going to have another interesting thing on the team, and that's Lapras here. Now, I was going through some teams, and I was thinking, wow, Lapras is kind of a cool Pokemon. Not because I saw other people's sets, but I was just thinking about how good it is. So, of course, I went and found a nice EV spread and some stuff that it can do, and obviously I'm going to be running that weakness policy. I believe that the most common thing is Assault Vest, but I'd rather not run Assault Vest. I think weakness policy is much better because Lapras already has great defensive stats naturally. Oh, those aren't even that great. It's got a ton of HP though, so that sort of makes up for it, and then its natural bulk and offensive stats are pretty decent. Now this isn't anything to be like, holy crap, this thing's amazing, but after getting a weakness policy off and being able to live hits and just being a quite nice typing with a great move set, obviously we can run Hydro Pump. What water type moves does it have? Yeah, I think Hydro Pump might be best. Yeah, it doesn't get Scald. Scald would probably be nice, but Hydro Pump is going to be best. Of course, that amazing move that covers super effective. It's super effective on water types, so that deals with things like Rotom Wash and whatnot that think they can run around freely. And then we can also go for a priority Ice Shard. Priority is useful, I guess, but actually, what else does this thing get? I was thinking Ice Shard just because it's priority. There's no need for Dragon Pulse because we already have Freeze Dry, which deals with Dragon types. Oops, I did not mean to click that. Don't think I'm going to be running a Hidden Power. It's got Psychic, but I don't think that's too useful. Basically, everything coming from this probably has to be Stab, otherwise it's not going to do much. So yeah, we'll go with this and Protect. I think this is a pretty solid moveset. Hydro Pump, Freeze Dry is all we're really going to go for. If it's not Stab, it's not going to do too much from Lapras. And obviously we want to run tons of HP and stuff like that. But I was looking through some spreads and running some calcs, and my goal is obviously to live things such as Thunderbolt from anything really, like Thundurus T or Choice Specs Rotom Wash. I've run into a few of those actually, and also this thing just wants to beat Rotom Wash, right? So obviously that, and also it wants to live things. It wants to live any hit from Terrakion as well, and I'm actually just going to quickly run this. Hold up. Okay, so I just ran a quick calc on Terrakion, and in order to live a close combat from a Terrakion, we're going to need about 252 HP, of course, because we want to take advantage of all that HP, and roughly 116, hold up, is that what I ran? 116 defense. This, yep, 116 defense. This makes it a very small chance to OHKO, although that's still a bit scary. But it's quite good because close combat from Terrakion is probably the hardest fighting type. It's probably the hardest super effective move Lapras will have to take. So I'm okay with running that. And then obviously our special attack is going to be 116, and then we're going to have 20 in HP, or special defense, my bad, and then 4 in HP, just to outspeed things if we can, I guess. And this EV spread might change if I notice I'm not living certain things, but I believe this is the EV spread I'm going to want. And also we're going to be running Calm. Yeah, I think Calm is what we wanted. Yeah, definitely Calm. We might change this up a bit. I will tell you guys if we do, but I believe this is going to allow me to live what I want to live and then just return with some deadly damage. And this thing next to Clefable could also be deadly because I let them hit Lapras hard. Or I might have Lapras in, but Clefable's in the back. I let them hit, or, okay, so the turn starts, okay? They maybe have a Terrakion, I have a Lapras. They're about to hit Lapras very hard. I switch Clefable in that turn, they hit Lapras hard, Lapras lives, I return some insane damage, and then the next turn I'm just following with Clefable as Lapras finishes my opponent off because it's been boosted and now it's not going to get hit by any other moves. So that's going to be deadly. This is just already a pretty deadly combo here. Now, what weaknesses does this give us? I believe we're still weak to Rock, but it's okay if we're hit by a Rock type move, because that just pops the weakness policy, and then we can just hit it back with a powerful Hydro Pump or something like that. And then we've got a fighting weakness that Salamence deals with very well, and so does Clefable, so don't have to worry about that. Grass as well Salamence deals with, and then Electric. Now we could run the Earthquake on Salamence, but you know who looks really good? Steel and Ground is kind of what I need, because I'm still... Ooh, but is it? Because Steel Ground, does that... No, Steel Ground isn't weak to Ice, because I'm thinking about running Excadrill. Hold up. Steel, Ground, Excadrill looks very good, because obviously I'm not going to run Steelix. That's weird. That'll be a Water weakness, which we don't have. A Fire weakness, which we don't have, plus we have a Resistance, and Salamence and Lapras can deal with it very well. It gives us another Fighting weakness, so we'll have Lapras and Excadrill with the Fighting weakness, but that's okay because Salamence deals with it so well. And then it's another Ground weak. That's our first Ground weakness, and that's okay because again, Salamence is immune. Lapras destroys ground types. Clefable doesn't even mind. So you know what? Excadrill. Hello. Load, please. Just because it's a ground steel type, it's nice. I feel like it fits quite well on this team. Although I don't want to have Sand because I don't want to have Tyranitar, which I believe is the only Pokemon with the only really good, viable Pokemon in VGC with the thing I did. By the way, I forgot to check. Is this the ability I want? Water Absorb? Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, that looks good. Shell Armor is kind of cool, but no need for that. Anyways, so Excadrill, you look like you fit, so I'm guessing I'm going to run Excadrill, but we could run a Choice Scarf. How fast can this thing get? 252 plus 154 plus the choice scarf, so that reaches, well, that's actually very fast. Hold on, let me do this math. That's roughly 77 plus 54, 154. So we're at about 220 something, so that's even faster than my Mega Salamence when it de-dances. So that's actually quite nice. Do we even actually need this? 140. That hits us at 210. How much do we, hold up, this is the, no, 216, wait, why did I back out of that? Oh crap. Pokemon Showdown's very slow, so now it's going to load forever. We might actually be able to run an Adamant, because I want roughly 216 in whatever that stat is called. Yeah, 216 speed by the time after Choice Scarf, and this is roughly 140. That is 210. So that is quite good. I'm actually going to go with that, and that means we can run an Adamant. And then obviously going to go with like a 252. Yeah, and make sure we're not losing any EVs. No, we're not. And that 4 can, I guess, go into special defense. We'll go in defense. Such a physical meta. Yeah, I think this could fit quite well on the team. Yeah, I guess we'll just do a Mold Breaker Choice Scarf variant as well, because I believe that's actually another way of dealing with Rotom Wash really hard. That'll just scare Rotom Washes away. I don't know why I want to scare Rotom Washes away. I have no need. So that's always interesting. Yeah, I guess we'll just run the Choice Scarf. Now, I've tried to run Choice Scarf Excadrill in the past, but it hasn't always worked. But I think it will, just because it hits everything that I need it to hit. So obviously, what's its best steel type move? I'm guessing Iron Head, right? Yeah, Iron Head. Obviously going to be running Earth. Actually, yeah, do we want Earthquake? I don't think we really want Drill Run. So we'll go with Earthquake. And then Rock Slide. Do you get that? We could run Rock Slide. You do get that. Okay. What else? We could run that Drill Run if we still want it. Gotta move something off the side. Okay. What else do we want? Shadow Claw is an interesting coverage, but I don't really see what we'd need to hit with that. There's no need for Rapid Spin, Poison Jab. Nah. Do we want? Actually, Poison Jab could be a nice coverage, to be honest. Because what? Or Excizor. You know, I'm gonna go with Excizor just because Bug is, it covers a few things. What does it cover? Psychic, Dark, and Grass. Yeah, that's what it covers. And if this thing happens to be next to Clefable, Helping Hand Excizor will be able to take out some of its weaknesses. I'm not counting on it. Maybe that might change in the near future, but this is just to give you guys a basis of what I'm going to be using on the future, and then normally by the time the first episode with this team comes out, I will have made a few adjustments, and I will tell you guys. But that's Excadrill, so sorry if you just saw that thing go across the corner of the screen. Steel Ground, so Fire's our weakness. Lapras deals with that. Water, Lapras technically deals with that as well. Fighting, Salamence deals with. Ground, Lapras and Salamence deal with. So yeah, this is already quite a nice core. Now, I'm trying to think, what kind of things do I want? First of all, I want to see if there are any good Sand Stream Pokemon. Unless I want to run Hippowdon, which I really don't. So, no Sandstream. But, please load. What do we want here? Lapras, we got that. I'm gonna quickly, okay, Poison we now cover, and Steel we pretty much cover now. So, yeah, we pretty much, this core already, these 4 already cover most of their weaknesses. So, At this point, I'm going to pause the video and I'll come back once I get an idea of what other things I want to run on this team. I'll be right back. Alrighty guys, I am back and I still don't really know what I want. I'm thinking about going for Mienfoo because Terrakion is kind of scary to this team. Now of course Lapras should be able to live the close combat, but Lapras isn't the best way to deal with it. Yeah, we can hit it with the Hydro Pump and then Ice Shard it, and that's quite nice. But also, I wanted a way to deal with Kangaskhan. That's the main thing that I was looking at first. And Mienfoo could potentially do it because it's fast, it's good, it's a pretty good fighting type. But the only problem is it still loses to Terrakion. Terrakion's close combat can one-hit KO it. So that's a big problem. Now, the ability will probably be Regenerator, I'm guessing. Actually, let's decide that after we pick our move set. I feel like we're going to have to run a Life Orb if we want to KO things, because without the Life Orb, actually, no, we don't really need Life Orb. Maybe we run Sash, actually. I think we might have to run Sash. This is sort of going back to my Mega Venusaur team, how I put Sash on Terrakion because he does get one-hit KO'd by lots of things, and then, but he normally outspeeds, so he can OHKO them first, but if there's something else that hits him, and then he can OHKO it the next turn, and that's kind of the same thing with Mienfoo here, but I'm not going to go with Terrakion just because I've been using him so much that I don't really feel like it. Maybe in the future if I want to bring this team to a tournament and I feel like Terrakion's a better choice, maybe that'll be changed. But for now, we're going to try out Mienfoo. I've never really used Mienfoo that much. I know it gets Fake Out. There we go. Now what good fighting stab does it have? I'm feeling Low Kick because I don't want to run the High Jump Kick. Although High Jump Kick Reckless kind of destroys. I'm thinking that Low Kick is the best, as well as Protect, of course, because it can do that. It's not a choice Pokemon. Now, what do we want for the last move? It's a good question here. Acrobatics could be interesting because after the Sash is popped, we can start acrobaticsing things as well, but I really don't need that flying. We do have a knockoff, which could be interesting. We don't really have any dark type moves on this team, so I'm thinking about knockoff for sure. Poison Jab is always an option, but we don't really need any more rock type moves. So you know what? Actually, U-turn looks very good here. So we're gonna go for U-turn, meaning that there's no really point of running X's on this thing, I guess. So we can change this to potentially be. I just realized this is a good way to deal with Terrakion. We outspeed, we can Iron Head or Earthquake Terrakion, so I guess I shouldn't be too afraid of Terrakion. Plus, he's not that common, at least I don't think he is. He's very common, but not as common as I'm giving him credit for. So, what do we want to put here then instead? Poison Jab's kind of useless, although not really, beats grass types. But we don't really need that. So, for now, I'm going to keep Excadrill, I guess. There's nothing else I really want to run. I don't think he gets any really good dark type moves. I can check. No, he doesn't. So, I don't know what to run there yet. We'll go back to that actually. Mienfoo for now, I'm thinking this is good. Now, I believe that. Ooh, that's not that good. How about after it's Jolly? It's a little bit under Terrakion speed, but I still believe that is quite good. It'll outspeed and be able to kill Kangaskhan's at least. So I'll be able to Fake Out and then Low Kick. So that shuts down Kangaskhan, and that's kind of important. And then we're probably going to have to go max into that, and then 4 HP to make this odd, of course. Yeah, that looks about good. There's no point of running any bulk, obviously, because we're a Sash. So that leads us to the last Pokemon. Obviously, Mienfoo has got a Psychic weakness. Okay, I don't really have a way of beating Psychic type Pokemon, which is why I'm looking for a Dark type move. Well, I guess it does have U-turn, so we can just get out of there as well. So I'm not too afraid of psychic types because they're not that common. Fairy, though, that's another fairy weakness, but Excadrill does beat it quite hard. So I'm not too worried about fairy type Pokemon. And then flying as well, Lapras can kind of deal with that. So I'm liking what we have here, but the question is, what do we want for the last Pokemon? I don't know why, but Breloom is eyeing me down, although I don't really think we need that. That's just another fighting type. Grass type isn't too bad, though. I have the Lapras, so I could try to somehow get the grass or fire type Pokemon in here just for that core, because I already have a steel dragon fairy core, which is quite nice. So I don't know, what do we want to run for this last Pokemon? Do we want to... No, we already have a fairy type. I was like, do we want to run a Sylveon or something? But why would we want another fairy type? I don't really think that's a good idea. Oh man, this is really tough. I've never had so much trouble picking a last Pokemon. Yeah, I do have a pretty bad Terrakion weakness, but honestly, Excadrill, Mienfoo, they should be able to actually deal with it quite well. Because Excadrill can Iron Head it. The only problem is if it's a sashed one, that's a bit of a problem, but Mienfoo does have Fake Out, so that always, oopsies, deals with Fake Out users. What do we want as our last one, though? I really don't see anything too important that we really need. Any glaring weaknesses? Scizor almost fits on this team. It's a fire weakness, but that's not too bad. He's got great attack. Bullet Punch it's another way to deal with Terrakion. He can potentially run Superpower as well. I can't really think of what to put in this last spot. I feel like this spot is probably gonna be the spot that is changed around quite a lot. So for now, though, I'm going to put Scizor just because he fits on lots of teams, and we didn't really get to use him in the last team that we made, the Mega Venusaur team, because obviously we switched him out. Now, can we run... Yeah, we can run Life Orb if we want, although I'm thinking Lum. We'll just try Life Orb for now. With the Technician, Bullet Punch... we'll try to run a Swords Dance set. You know, we're going to get it interesting here. Protect, and then we could try to run a Stab Bug, like Bug Bite or Excadrill, but I don't know how often we're actually going to be able to get that off. That's why I'm thinking Superpower for some reason is really like calling for me, but you know what, for now I'll just run Bug Bite or something like that. Where is Bug Bite? No, okay. Bug Bite. Yeah, might as well. Alright, this Scizor might change. I don't really know what to put in this last spot. I'm sorry, I've been really having some trouble finishing up this team. I knew what I want these for, but these last two, I don't know, they're a bit iffy. They might change up and stuff, but that you'll definitely see the change in the near future. So for now, let's because this is a Swords Dance, well, obviously we're doing it in Adamant. There's no point of running really any speed, so I think I'm just gonna go with HP and 4 in speed, because he can't really outspeed anything anyways. So his goal is to Swords Dance and then just Bullet Punch things down. Although we don't really need another Steel type because we already have Excadrill. But he also provides a solution to Cresselia, which is kind of scaring me. So we'll go with this. We'll go with this. I like this. This kind of works. So yeah, I guess that's going to be the team. It's a bit iffy in the end, but I definitely think these four are probably going to be brought the most, and they are a deadly combo, I feel like. So I'm excited to use this. I'm going to run a few more calcs, though, on these last few Pokemon, of course, and then we'll start using it and just see how it is. This video is getting a bit long, so I'm going to go ahead and end it off here. Please leave a like down below if you enjoyed the support. Really helps. Leave a comment. I love the support again. It's great. I'll respond. Any future teams you want to see me do, please mention that down below as well, because then I will try to build them in the future, because I need some ideas, obviously. But for now, this is definitely going to be coming in future videos of live VGC. You'll be seeing this team, the Mega Venusaur team. We might come back to also in the near future, but for now we'll be using this because we just made it, of course. Subscribe because I will be continuing to post daily, and goodbye.